All right, Money Vikings, got a good one for you today. And you just see, first of all, in the background, you see Dutch Brothers. That's been a pretty cool, kind of a fun coffee chain. And it's been a cool stock, actually. It's got a lot of buy ratings, but I don't do individual stocks as much anymore. But that's a little bit about my message today, because what I want to say is, I'm not going to get hit by a car here. What I want to say is don't bet against the US. That's my message today. No matter what's going on in the US, do not bet against the US. And what I mean by that is the power of the S&P 500. You have the 500 strongest companies. I don't think Dutch Brothers is part of it, but it's a good company. I think it's cool, and it's great coffee. It's fun. It's pretty cool stuff. But anyway, I want to give you my sort of top reasons why you do not bet against the US on many levels, but especially when it comes to investing. So a lot of what gets likes and attention online is doom and gloom, right? So you're going to doom scroll. And so you're going to see a lot of clickbait type stuff that says everything's crashing, the world's going down, blah, blah, blah. And whereas I can see the point there, and I totally think that we're gonna, there's gonna be possibly some rough disruptions ahead. I'm also gonna give you a little bit of an optimistic view as well. So yes, you have AI, we have global disruptions, we have inflation, we have a manufacturing base that needs to be retooled. We have to get a number of issues in our society under control, and manage. We got to do better about education. That's the whole point of Money Vikings, is that the education system isn't that good. And so we're trying to get people to understand and have personal finance education and have skills and knowledge when it comes to investing and managing their money. So all that said, yes, there's lots of reasons to be pessimistic. There's lots of reasons to focus on the negative, blah, blah, blah. But there's also positives, okay? So you have the United States still has a very good system in a lot of ways. The US, there's a bird, sorry. I get distracted easily. The US has a capitalist system with rules. You have, once again, you gotta zoom out sometimes. We might have challenges, but tell me what country has, the 500 largest companies that are in the S&P 500 in the US. And look at those companies, and yeah, there's going to be a few here and there. There's going to be a couple of British companies here and there that are very good investments. There's going to be a couple of European countries, etc., European companies that are going to be good investments. But again, you're not going to see anything like the United States. At least I'm not seeing it. So if you see it and you know different information, again, I have no problems with these ideas being stress tested. That's the whole point, is that we should stress test our ideas and our models of the world and our assumptions and our investing assumptions. We should challenge ourselves to have an open mind. And, you're just not going to see that. You have pretty good demographics in the United States. That's my second point I wanted to get to. There are a bunch of countries that have major issues right now with demographics. Places like China, places like Germany, places like Japan are really falling off of a demographic cliff in a lot of ways. And so what you're going to see in the United States is that we still have a pretty good level of birth rate and pretty young, pretty good in terms of a younger population. Now the younger folks are not having as many kids, and so that has to be addressed. One of the biggest ways to address that is going to be through getting affordable housing and through good jobs. And so we're going to see how that plays out with AI and everything. But generally speaking, the United States still has favorable demographics. So that's number two. Number three, we still have good investment in research, technology. In order to have a modern economy, You have to have these investments that are being made right now in data centers and AI and all that kind of stuff, even though you might see some disruptions from that. So that is also going our way. Technology is going our way. And the last thing I want to talk about is geography. So geography, in a lot of ways throughout human history, is fate. And the United States has probably the most favorable geography on the planet. Our country is defended physically by 2 oceans. We are defended, we have allies to the north and the south, strong allies there. And we have plenty of land and resources, plenty of natural resources. And you need natural resources in order to thrive and survive and to grow. And the United States is bountiful and plentiful in resources. And the United States has also been relatively smart in terms of protecting their natural resources, whereas other countries might be just polluting like crazy. We do have a program to protect our natural resources, which would be wise to do that, to use our resources in a efficient manner, a wise manner that protects our health and our prosperity. So I just want to give you those perspectives. I think it's important to have a balanced view on things in life, and just to keep the balance in terms of, you're going to see a lot of doom and gloom on the internet, but there's also a lot to be happy about, and there's a lot to be thankful for, and there's a lot to be talked about in terms of a bright future for the United States. So that's my main message. It's kind of an homage to Mr. Buffett and Berkshire. Never bet against the United States. Take care.